Electrifying. Just 45 minutes ago, the entertainment world and K-pop fans were shocked by unexpected news. Jungkook, who has always been the center of attention, was rumored to have secretly visited Taehyung inside a top-secret military camp. This visit took place without anyone's knowledge, without even a trace left for the observers who had always observed every step of these two idols. What is the motive behind such a mysterious action? Why did the two big stars of BTS choose to hold a meeting in a location full of symbolism and controversy? These questions are now flooding the minds of fans and critics alike, who are both devastated and curious about the story behind the scenes of this shocking event. Shocking and controversial. The news of the secret visit immediately created an emotional stir among fans and entertainment industry watchers. Behind the scenes, many questioned Jungkook and Taehyung's seemingly deliberate decision to cover the meeting's tracks from ARMY, loyal fans who have long considered their every move a mirror of closeness and honesty. Why did these two artists choose to hide their intimate moments in the middle of a military location loaded with patriotic values and symbols of strength? Are there any issues or internal pressures that make them have to take extreme decisions to maintain the privacy of these meetings? Various speculations have emerged, ranging from allegations of internal conflicts to possible attempts to divert attention from other issues that are being raised. With all the uncertainty that surrounds, this news continues to grow and makes observers wonder, what exactly is happening behind the closed doors of the military camp, breaking down the chronology of events. News circulated that about 45 minutes ago, in a very unexpected situation, Jungkook was seen entering the military camp area with a very calm and restrained appearance. An eyewitness who did not want to be named said that the figure seemed to carry an aura of secrecy that was so intense, as if he knew very well what he was going to do. In a short time, he then meets Taehyung, who is also known to be at the location with a look that is no less mysterious. Their meeting took place in such a thick silence, where every movement and expression seemed to contain a deep meaning that only the two of them could interpret. Was the meeting a genuine form of friendship, or was there a hidden agenda that they wanted to solve without interference from the other party? With all the nuances that envelop, this event seemed to arouse various feelings, ranging from admiration to disappointment, especially among the ARMY who had felt such a strong emotional bond with their idols. And the dynamic life of idols. Every step and decision often has an impact that goes far beyond the personal sphere, and this is no exception in the case that is currently sticking out. Jungkook's secret visit to Taehyung in a highly disciplined and militarized environment raises serious questions about the possibility of internal and external pressure. Various speculations began to emerge about who might be involved in the decision-making process. Was it the result of a confidential discussion between management and members, or was it a spontaneous act that arose out of a desire to support each other in the midst of stressful times? Behind all these questions, one thing is certain. This event managed to create an incredible wave of emotion among the public and make every eye fall on these two idols with an intensity never seen before. Not only that, this news also has a significant impact on the image of BTS, which has been known as a group that is very transparent and close to the ARMY. The decision to hide the meeting from fans caused controversy that could not be ignored. On the one hand, this shows that even celebrities as big as BTS have the right to maintain privacy in some specific situations, but on the other hand, the move could have caused anxiety and disappointment among fans who felt betrayed by the non-disclosure of information. Various comments and opinions began to appear on social media, with many of them questioning whether this decision was a strategic step to protect themselves from excessive pressure or was actually a form of mismatch between the expectations of the ARMY and the reality of idol life. Looking further into the context of this meeting, it is undeniable that the military camp that became the location of the meeting itself has a very important meaning in South Korean culture. The place is often identified with discipline, patriotism, and a symbol of military power that is always kept in the strictest confidence. Therefore, Jungkook and Taehyung's decision to hold a meeting in such a meaningful place cannot be underestimated. Many people wonder if the choice of location is a veiled gesture about certain values that they want to convey, or even a form of solidarity that wants to show that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, there are souls who also care about the homeland and tradition. In an increasingly complex political and social atmosphere, every symbol used by public figures always gets a variety of interpretations, and this further aggravates the atmosphere with endless speculation. Observers also began to question whether this meeting might have been a form of secret communication between the two idols in order to voice certain unspoken messages directly to the public. In the modern entertainment scene, where every action and movement of idols is always the inevitable subject of conversation, the news of this secret visit is not just ordinary news. With the intensity of emotions that flared up, this event demanded to be investigated in depth by various circles, ranging from observers of pop culture to psychologists who study the dynamics of interpersonal relationships among public figures. A well-known psychologist who is also an observer of the idol phenomenon revealed that this kind of meeting could be a manifestation of the desire to provide mutual support in the midst of such tremendous pressure. According to him, in a highly competitive environment such as the Korean entertainment industry, the opportunity to get private time with comrades in arms is something very rare and valuable. However, despite all the kindness and support that may exist, the decision to keep this meeting secret from the army actually raises a big question mark regarding the transparency and integrity of the relationship between idols and fans. In the face of such horrendous news, various reactions began to emerge among the public and the media. Some fans feel disappointed and even hurt because they feel betrayed by the lack of transparency that comes from the side of their idols. Meanwhile, others see this event as a form of freedom and personal rights that deserve respect, regardless of how much popularity is attached to these names. This phenomenon also seems to reflect how complex the relationship between public figures and their fans is, where the line between personal life and life that is aired to the public often becomes very blurred. On several occasions, media observers have stated that an event like this can generate a wave of effects much greater than imagined, especially when this type of news continues to grow and gain attention from various circles. Thus, the question to be answered is not solely about what happened, but also about how the impact of the secret decision will affect the relationship that has been established over the years between BTS and ARMY. There is no denying that this event has the potential to change the paradigm of the relationship between celebrities and fans in this digital age. Both Jungkook and Taehyung, who have been known for their open and friendly personalities, now seem to be taking very different steps from what the ARMY used to expect. Their seemingly deliberate act to hide the moment of togetherness from public view raises profound questions about what their real reasoning behind the decision was. In this context, public relations experts are beginning to highlight that this kind of action could be part of a highly scalable communication strategy, in which big celebrities like BTS must be able to carefully manage public expectations and perceptions. However, on the other hand, there is also an assumption that this actually indicates a gap in communication between idols and fans, where the ARMY feels that their right to know the truth has been compromised. In the midst of the emotional turmoil and mounting speculation, this event has managed to open an intense space for dialogue about the limits of privacy and public rights, as well as how the two worlds should communicate with each other in this modern era. Looking ahead, the big question that now hangs in the air is how the impact of this event will affect the relationship between BTS and ARMY, which has been considered one of the most harmonious and transparent relationships in the entertainment world. As more and more facts begin to come to light, observers and fans are now beginning to speculate about a possible paradigm shift in the way the two sides interact. On the one hand, this event could become a trigger for the formation of new boundaries between the personal lives of idols and the expectations of fans, thereby creating an unprecedented emotional distance. On the other hand, it is possible that this gap will actually encourage the creation of a deeper understanding, where the ARMY is expected to better appreciate the personal space and freedom of their idols. With all its complexity, the dynamics of this relationship seem to be a reflection of the social changes that are increasingly evident in the digital age, where privacy and publication often collide in an endless fight.